Do you ladies have any big takeaways for us? Like, I had so much fun. Oh my God, I got so much information. My mind is exploding. What can I go out and do right now? I just need not actually a small, big takeaway. What's my small bite with big impact? I will start with you, Pauline.
Wow, that's putting me on the spot. I think sort of just the thread across Susanna and Tara and my presentations were really about tackling what Susanna was focusing on, the sort of gender-based violence, and as I was talking about, in a sort of perhaps the sort of positive side of that, tackling the gender social norms and really making sure we're changing the dynamics within local communities and within schools themselves to ensure that girls both aren't affected and aren't having these negative experiences through their schooling, but also within communities, but also more positively that they are able to make their own decisions about their futures, have opportunities about their working lives and other aspects of their lives that they can make decisions about, which are much more constructive and productive than is often the case. And I think that goes back to the example that I was saying of the work that we're doing with CAMFED. I should say, I know we're working with colleagues in Pakistan as well, where there's some similar work going on with an organisation that Susanna knows well as well, the Citizen Foundation. So there's sort of real momentum around this. And I feel we've got to use this momentum and say, you know, actually use our collective energy and efforts to see change.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Pauline. Susanna, you next. What's our small bite that we can, what can we go out right now and tackle?
So I think there's a lot of interest in girls' education. You know, you get people like Boris Johnson, thankfully no longer our Prime Minister, but he once was, celebrities, politicians, talking about girls' education as kind of the magic bullet. And it's great that there's support from important, influential people. I think what it can do is to reduce the problem and to take out some of the nuance and complexity that there is in girls' education and the challenges of you know, tackling these issues that are so deeply embedded in cultures and communities. And I must admit that it can be tempting to be a reductionist with the data as well, because we like to have, you know, big headline figures that often show good news. Hey, more girls are in school, girls are learning as much as boys. And I think one of the things that really came through from the presentations today was that, you know, it's not always, that data is not one-dimensional, and we have to be really careful about sort of drawing strong conclusions about progress from single data points and do our best to understand the complexity of the problem. And so I'm not being very on task. What we can go away now and do, I think, is to make a real effort to work with data on girls' education, to make sure we have more of it, better quality data, quantitative and qualitative data, and to use it and communicate it in the nuanced way that it deserves.
And if you came in late, what she talked about was sometimes the way questions are phrased, sometimes the way our students answer questions may not give us the real data. So be the adult in the room that is walking around looking for the context for those numbers. Thank you so much. Alexa is also here, so pop back on. Oh no, Alexa's here. She's here. I thought you meant on Tara. All right, Alexa, you want to go ahead and tell us what can we do like now? What's our small bite with big impact?
Yeah, no, I had to nip away to close the door because my sons were making a lot of noise in the background. So the perils of working from home. Yeah, so I think what I'd like to leave as a kind of takeaway is that we need to ensure that girls and women are more included in science and technology development, that unless we do that, we're going to continue to kind of perpetuate cycles where technology is not appropriate for inclusion. And also, I think one of the things which is really interesting is that when we bring more women into the tech space, women tend to also bring other neglected groups into the tech space with them. So it's incredibly powerful to make that happen. And we need to think more inclusively about how do we bring that technical skilling and computer science skilling into the hands of every single student, and to open up the minds of.
Oh, she froze. I will say on her behalf, in case she doesn't unfreeze, aka.ms/student certification, and that's where you can go and get free certifications for all you girls and all you boys, or maybe even for yourselves. You froze, and so what I did was I gave the website out where people can go and get more information. All right, it's almost break time. I have been your moderator. My name is Hedrick Nichols, author, educator, host of Small Bites, and you can connect with me at Hedrick. There we go. At Hedrick. Actually on every major platform. And if you want to watch education and dancing, you can even connect with me on TikTok. So with that said, we're going to actually make it a whole 7-minute break and come back right at 1:30. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. There are about 400 people at last count online just to find out how we can better bridge the gap for girls' inclusivity in education. And that says that we are all here, we're all invested, and there's so many big takeaways. Thank you so much again, Alexa. Thank you, Antara. Thank you, Pauline, and thank you, Susanna. I appreciate your time and your investing in this project. Thank you, Sophia, and of course, we'll have some more thank yous later for our sponsors.